The lobby gleamed with polished marble floors and golden chandeliers that dripped light like rain. Guests moved about in elegant clothes, their laughter blending with the faint sound of a grand piano. Outside, however, the sky was heavy with clouds, and a soft drizzle clung to the air. Through the revolving glass doors stepped an elderly couple, the man in worn overalls and scuffed boots, the woman clutching a simple canvas bag. Their clothes were clean but faded, their faces gentle and weathered by time. They looked out of place in the luxury around them, yet there was a quiet dignity in the way they held each other's hands. They approached the front desk where a young manager, crisp in his tailored suit, looked up with a forced smile. "Good afternoon," the old man said softly. "We'd like a room for the night, please." The manager's eyes flicked over them, from the farmer's patched jacket to his wife's plain dress, and the smile faded. "I'm afraid we're fully booked," he said curtly. The old man glanced at the empty key hooks behind him. "Oh, I see you still have some rooms available. Those are premium suites," the manager snapped. "Quite expensive." "That's fine," the farmer replied gently. "We don't need anything fancy. Just a small, clean room for one night." The manager let out a soft, mocking laugh. "Sir, this is a 5-star hotel. We don't have cheap rooms here. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at the motel down the road." The woman lowered her eyes, embarrassment coloring her cheeks. The old man, however, didn't flinch. He simply asked, "What's your lowest rate tonight?" The manager sighed dramatically, clicking through his computer. "The most affordable is the economy suite, though I doubt it's in your budget." Without hesitation, the farmer reached into his jacket and placed a thick envelope on the counter. Inside, a neat stack of bills. "We'll take it," he said quietly. The manager blinked, caught off guard, but quickly recovered with a sneer. "Very well, but please, try not to disturb our other guests. We maintain a certain image here." As he handed over the key card, a few onlookers nearby chuckled, whispering among themselves. The couple thanked him kindly and turned to leave. Just then, a commotion rippled through the lobby. A bellhop hurried over, whispering urgently into the manager's ear. The young man's face paled. "What do you mean, the owner is arriving early?" he hissed. Moments later, a black limousine pulled up outside. The driver rushed to open the door, and out stepped a distinguished gentleman in a fine coat, followed by 2 assistants carrying briefcases. The lobby fell silent as the staff hurried to attention. The old farmer paused at the door, smiling faintly. "Looks like your boss is here," he said kindly. The manager forced a nervous smile. "Yes, sir. Our owner is very particular." The farmer nodded. "I know. He's my son." For a moment, silence blanketed the lobby. Every head turned toward the old man, their earlier whispers vanishing into stunned quiet. The manager's smirk froze, his face draining of color. "Why your son?" he stammered, glancing nervously toward the entrance, where the hotel owner strode through the doors with effortless authority. The resemblance was undeniable, the same sharp jawline, the same calm, steady eyes. But where the son wore wealth like a well-fitted suit, the father carried humility like a crown. The old farmer smiled gently, his hand still resting on his wife's shoulder. The owner stopped just a few feet away, his gaze softening as soon as he saw the couple. "Mother, father," he exclaimed, crossing the lobby in swift strides. Guests gasped. The staff froze. He embraced his parents tightly, heedless of the mud on his father's boots or the drizzle that still clung to their clothes. "You should have told me you were coming," he said warmly. "I would have sent the car." "We didn't want to trouble you, son," the farmer replied. "We just needed a quiet place to rest before heading home in the morning." The owner turned toward the counter, his eyes locking onto the trembling manager. "Is there a problem here?" he asked coolly. The young man swallowed hard, his voice shaky. "And no, sir, I didn't realize that they were my parents," the owner finished, his tone cold. "Or that kindness shouldn't depend on status." The lobby had gone utterly still. Even the pianist had stopped playing. The manager tried to recover, stammering apologies, but the owner raised a hand. "Save it," he said sharply. "You've shown me exactly how you treat people when you think no one important is watching." He turned to the old couple and took their hands. "Come," he said softly. "You'll stay in the grand suite tonight. The one with the garden view you love." The farmer chuckled quietly. "A simple room would have been fine." "I know," his son said, smiling. "But sometimes, the simple folk need to remind the proud what true class looks like." As the owner escorted his parents toward the elevator, whispers spread through the lobby, not of mockery this time, but awe. The guests who had laughed earlier now lowered their heads, ashamed. The manager stood frozen behind the counter, watching the elevator doors close. He saw, in that brief reflection, his own arrogance staring back at him. Upstairs, in the quiet comfort of the grand suite, the farmer removed his hat and looked out over the city lights. "You've built something fine here, son," he said softly. The owner nodded. "Because of what you taught me, father, that respect costs nothing, but means everything." And below, in the polished lobby where pride had once lingered, a lesson hung in the air, one that would never be forgotten.